Okay, one quick little disclaimer before we get into today's video. If you are experiencing the same issue as I'm having, as I'm about to show you in today's video, please make sure you reach out to PRL first. They will gladly supply the new hose under warranty, and they currently are developing and working on a new line that is not rubberized. With that being said, please reach out to them first, and let's get into the rest of the video. All right, what's going on, guys? T Torres back here for another video. It has been a hot minute since we did a video on the Type R. This isn't quite the video that I had in mind to be making for the Type R, but in the last video that I had made about me getting some data logs for Kefi at FK Clinic, I sent them to him. You know, he instantly saw, and plus I said the car was acting extremely funny. Already took these 10 millimeters loose. The car was acting extremely crazy. It was fuel cutting boost, popping and banging, blah, 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 just doing a bunch of dumb stuff. So what he thinks it is, and what we're gonna diagnose today, is on this flex fuel kit. He has stated the month that me and him got our flex fuel kits, a piece of rubber has flown through the line on the low pressure side of the fuel system. So we had to remove the engine cover, and then there is a banjo bolt right here. I think it's a 17 millimeter that we're gonna take this hard line off, and then we're gonna take it out from this piece of pipe right here. And I'm praying that the rubber made it just to right here and didn't actually go into the actual sending the fuel pump in the tank or in the injectors. Now he has said that the same thing happened to his car. I hope mine doesn't go that far, but if it comes to it, it'll be more content, and of course I know PRL will make it right. So let's go ahead and get this banjo bolt off. Disconnect here. This is a low pressure side, so just remember there's going to be a little bit of fuel that's going to come out. The car hasn't cranked in literally 2 weeks. I'm embarrassed to say that I've been extremely busy. So we're going to get a rag. We're going to disconnect it here, and then pray that there is just a little piece of rubber in here, and then go get some data logs and see what Kefi says. I got an old nasty rag that I don't like, and then once we get this line off, we're gonna take some air and try to blow this line out itself. I already loosened this off camera, so don't be like, oh wow, that was extremely loose. It's because I loosened it off. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's a washer and a nut. Should probably set that to the side. And then this is probably the part that's going to have the most fuel come out of it. Let's go ahead and take this part of the hose out. Okay. Clip this out, okay. Give me 1 second, my hands are slit from all the fuel. Alright, so here is the low pressure line itself. Just remember there's a nut and a washer that comes off of it. I blew out some, put some compressed air down through here. Nothing came out of here, but if you look around the edge of this right here, it looks like there is rubber. Yeah, see that buildup right there? It actually looks like some rubber that's coming off. So I'm gonna clean around this. I think that's the spot that Kefi might have been talking about. Look at this. There looks like there's some black buildup right here from the flex fuel line. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna get a chance to get that cleaned up, and hopefully I can have a conversation with him real quick to see if I can safely go drive the car over 6,000 RPMs and see if it's doing all that crazy fuel cutting and whatnot. Okay, another thing that Kefi mentioned was to look. Let me see if I can get this oh so expensive camera to focus inside of here. But inside of the actual banjo bolt itself, there are itty bitty tiny shards of rubber. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but I'm glad he mentioned that to me. But like I said, when I look down in there, there are, I don't know, 10 or more so just little shards. And then of course you'll never be able to see in here, but in the actual pipe itself, there's one little small piece that I need to either get out or blow out. I'm not sure if it's safe to blow that one out, so I'm waiting on his response there. And then we'll get everything, we'll get all the shards blown out of this one. We'll get it out of here, get everything buttoned back up, and go get some data logs. Fingers crossed this fixes it, get the car over 6,000 RPMs, and see what she does. So fingers crossed this fixes it, and thanks Kefi so much thus far for helping me out here. All right, so we got everything that we could blown out of the pipe, blown out of the ring, and then outside of there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this washer back on. Spin this puppy back on. I think this bolt right here only needs to be torqued down to like 15 foot-pounds. Doesn't have to be extremely tight. So we're gonna get this back positioned in the right way. As you can see, I didn't do it right the first time. Let me zap this thing down. A little bit of residual fuel, no big deal. Okay, get that done. Okay, so got everything bolted, buttoned back up, and yes, like I said, there was itty bitty little shards of rubber that came through that low pressure side, and we were able to get it all out. Hopefully this fixes it, fingers crossed. So let's go drive down the road and get Kefi some data. Fingers crossed this fixes it. Man, I've missed driving this car, and I really want to finish my my flex tune and get this thing on a dyno and do like a full remote tune, but I've been so busy and finally had time to do this on a Monday night, so let's get after it. Let's get this thing started. We got this thing in R mode. We got Honda turned on and recording. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super nervous and scared, but we're doing it for science. Second gear, wide open throttle, here we go. Way better. Way better. See, last time when I did that, this car would completely cut fuel and bang and bop bop boom boom bop boop boop bop bop. I swear it sounded like it was shooting a daggum flame out there, and it just continued to pull through the RPM range. It was not doing that last time. So that was second gear, wide open throttle pull. I'm pretty sure Kefi's gonna be happy to see that. So let's get a nice third gear watt pull, wide open throttle pull. I wonder what people think when they see me like driving, by me with a GoPro strapped to my head. I'm gonna lie, it feels kind of weird. This is GoPro 9. It's kind of heavy. All right, so once this is gonna open up to a straightaway here in a second, get through these little dips and stuff, and we'll do a third gear wide open throttle pull safely. Okay. Don't really have that much time tonight to go to exactly where I want to go. My little secret road that I call it. Let this road straighten up and we'll do a third gear pull. That felt great. That really just brought back my confidence on doing a wide open throttle pull in this car. Because before I was terrified and scared. That's why I instantly hit Kefi up. But I was like, yo, we have got to figure out what the HE double hockey sticks is going on with the car. Because it is not having it. It's not happy. Alright, here we go. Please don't be no bad people. Perfect. Good stuff. Man. Yes! I'm confident again. Alright, good. Now we'll know the truth about this once we send the logs back in and Kefi gets to review the data. Please don't be a bad guy. Alright, that's not a bad guy. You're not a bad guy. You're not a COP. Okay, cool. So let's take this thing back to the house. And I'm super excited. I am beyond Excited for this one. Good stuff. All right, slow it down, baby. I've missed you. Welcome back. Woo! I'm excited. All right, that's... Watch that log not even take. I would be so freaking pissed. I would be highly pissed. All right, let's take this bad boy back to the garage. I'm super happy that this car feels solid again. I guess that little rubber piece is what was doing it. So let's get this thing back in the garage, catch y'all back on the tripod. Okay, so we are now back in the driveway, and so just wanted to let you guys know this video was not to bash Puro or anything like that. I just wanted to educate you guys and let you know, from my tuner side of the house, he had the same thing happen to him, and I think he ended up having to get new injectors or whatever. I think XDI fuel pump. But yeah, so I'm excited to get the data back over to him, and hopefully he sees nothing but good stuff across the board on the data logs that I sent him. The car felt 1,000 times better. I feel a lot more confident launching the car or going over 6,000 RPMs in the Type R, because I'm telling you, before, when I made the last video of the Type R, I was hitting like 7,000. It was almost like banging off the rev limiter, and I kid you not, if I was not wearing a seatbelt, this car would cut so hard. It felt like I was literally going to go through the windshield, and I absolutely hated it. I was terrified, and I was like, no. This car is like on the verge of something bad happening. But so if your tuner asks you if you have a flex fuel kit, and he's looking at your fuel tables and your fuel pump and it cut and boost and everything looks good or whatever, now you know the solution to go start with is to pull that benzo bolt and remove that low pressure side line, go put some air through it, blow it out. The bolt head itself, look for rubber shards in there, and then on top of the pump itself, where I showed you, I had a little piece in there. I got a pick and was able to pick it right out. And as you saw in the footage from the GoPro, she just kept pulling all the way through the RPM range, did not die off. The car felt amazing. Once again, Kefi, thank you so much for all the messages and the talks and the video chats. It's been great working with you. And like I said, this is not to bash Purell. This is not to put a bad name. It's just the month that I got my flex fuel kit that was explained to me was there was just a manufacturer error, and sometimes little pieces of rubber would shoot through that line, and hopefully that was all the rubber that's going to get shot through mine, because I really don't want any more. I don't want this to happen again, but at least now we know the solution, or know where we can go to the drawing board, and now you can start to diagnose the issue. So hopefully this fixes it. Like I mentioned, I'm ready to get this data over to Kefi. And all right, what other content do you guys want to see for the Type R? I would still like to do carbon fiber. We need to get 18s and some fat tires. I would like to get carbon fiber this, carbon fiber that. You guys comment down below. I am serious. What else, or what other kind of content would you like to see? There's a lot of things that I personally want to do, but I want to know what interests you the most. And thank you all for sticking with me so long. As you know, we're still tricking out the Grom. I absolutely love that thing. It is a lot of fun. But anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling. But comment down below and let me know if you missed the Type R content or what you would like to see next. And if you're stopping to the channel for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, turn on them post notifications, leave this video a big thumbs up, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thank y'all so much for your support. Peace.